Rocha.
Hi.
We have a little project today.
Okay.
Twofold. I want to talk to you about Transformers.
Sure.
No hate at all. I know we give you a hard time.
That's all right.
I want to learn about the love. I want to learn about the love, and I want to understand what you love so much about these garbage movies.
What?
I'm going to be nice, I swear.
You just said you were going to be nice and then said
I'm going to be nice. And I'm also going to be nice because I brought us an activity.
Oh, yeah. What is this?
We're going to color.
What?
We're going to color.
These are amazing. There's Optimus.
Okay,
Dun,
so you
dun,
got your
dun.
Optimus. Maybe I should pick someone I don't know, then.
Well, then maybe I should do Ironhide if we're going to pick someone we don't know. I don't know Ironhide
Okay.
that well. But I love Optimus.
What do you know about Ironhide?
I just know he's got a hide that's iron.
I wonder how you figured that out. What is the very first time you discovered Transformers?
I think it was definitely watching them as a kid growing up. Either they would have them in the morning, if I remember correctly, or in the afternoon when you came back from school.
Like Saturday morning.
Yeah. Well, no, it was
stuff?
like, I think when I was watching them, they were every day. That and G.I. Joe was the back-to-back. So you could watch them and you could get into the lore and the mythology. And initially it was like Optimus Prime and Megatron. You had Bumblebee and you had Starscream. So you got the basic ones and then more would show up. And as more would show up, I would lose track. So I started, when I would watch, I would start writing down in like notebooks, like who's what, and like the best description I could come up with.
Do you still have these notebooks anywhere?
Probably back home in the attic of my mom's house.
Oh, you should
I'm
find
sure.
that and like post pictures of it.
When I go home again for Christmas, that's the only time I go home is Christmas. So.
Are you gonna name your cat a Transformers name?
That'd be a great name.
You should. I mean,
that's not a bad idea.
I think you kind of should. If you had to give your cat a Transformers name, what would you pick?
Well, I gotta pick my cat first. Nice little gray cat with green eyes.
Picture your ideal cat. So you got your gray cat.
Yeah.
What do you name him? Because gray is Decepticon. So are you giving?
It's a good point.
Are you going to give it a Decepticon name?
I feel like Starscream's a great name for a cat because the cats do wail loud and late at night. You know.
Starscream.
Starscream like that.
That sounds like your My Little Pony voice.
Oh my God, My Little Pony voice. It's a good thing. No.
Do your My Little Pony voice for him. You voiced Transformers characters too, right?
I voiced
When you got your first gig, was it just like a freaking dream come true?
Two things. First, booking that gig was amazing. It's like, you know, your life, if you stay at it something long enough, something pops up and it's just like, oh, this is a great career achievement. And to be able to be asked to come back for 5 more episodes to voice that character was everything. And the fact that he was a Decepticon, and not a full-on Decepticon, like he's a frog, he's trying to figure things out. It's such an interestingly different Springload.
How does Springload talk?
Do you really? Okay.
I'm dying to know.
We just scared Dewey. You want me to scare Dewey more? All right.
He's a distant.
I have to find Doratus. You are liars. You lied. I will find him without you, Doratus.
So really, how does it make you feel? Because we do pick on you all the time, but it's all in good fun. And I've said it to you before. I'll say it again. I respect the fact that you enjoy these movies because there's tons of movies out there that I love to death. That someone comes up to me and they're like, I don't understand how you could like it that much.
Right.
And like Power Rangers is probably the perfect example right now because I can't do a review anymore without someone saying, well, she gave Power Rangers this score. So when you compare it all. But the point is just like everybody has that movie they love, and it's for personal reasons that it's hard to articulate. So how is it for you when people are just like, oh, fuck Transformers? Like, does it rile you up and make you want to be like, what the hell, guys?
No. Because I understand what once again, and I said this multiple times, I understand what those films are. I understand what the property and the franchise is. Like, that's what people sometimes, I think, the people who criticize it drive me nuts because I'm like, what? Do you want to go back and rewatch those episodes? They do weird non sequitur stuff, kind of offbeat comedy, strange stuff. That was the allure and the magic of the franchise. And now you're like, when it transfers to film, people are like, well, I expected it to have like more coherence and have this kind of connection and have this kind of perfectly timed humor. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That was never the thing in the franchise for any of the animated series, any of the episodes. So, but no, I mean, I don't think you can take it seriously. That's why when people go nuts about like, what do people go nuts? They go nuts about like DC or Marvel, and I'm just always like they're superhero movies, man. People want to live and die on mountains defending these things, and I'm just like, it doesn't make any sense to me. They're just movies. They're subjective. Somebody can hate them, and you can like them, but why do you care if everybody hates them or people don't like them? It doesn't affect your love of them. You can still. Why do you need other people's approval to enjoy a movie? We were not raised by the same parents, so we have different influencers. We were not raised in the same family, so we have different influencers again, and what they call stressors and aggressors, those kinds of things. When we see things in movies, sometimes they trigger things within us, and then we react to it.
Keeping that in mind, why does Transformers, as either like an original property from the animated, the toys, or these films, like what is it that moves you?
Well, because it's about friendship. It's about friendship and doing what's right versus doing what's wrong. And they always work together. And Optimus Prime is a flawed leader because he cares so much about doing the right thing, not necessarily the best thing. He always stands by his nobility and his principles, which is why Megatron always makes fun of him when he beats him. Even in the first movie, right? He's like, Optimus, you lost again. He's like standing over him with the cube because he knows how to mess with Optimus to get him, because he knows Optimus is an idealist.
Hearing you describe these types of things makes me wish that what I had brought up in our review would actually happen, where it's focusing, like narrowing your focus and focusing on these certain character-driven types of decisions. If you were able to sit in a room with Michael Bay tomorrow and pitch how to make these Transformers movies stronger,
oh man,
what would you tell him?
Well, I think I'd do what a lot of people have been. If I was going to do my own version of it, I would explore a lot more of the character development within the actual Transformers, right? The great thing about loving the animated series was there was only 1 or 2 humans in the animated series, right? They'd show up every once in a while, like as a group or whatever, but there was only really 2 central humans. Just like in Robots in Disguise, there's really only 2 or 3 central humans. But it's about their relationships to each other. The reason we love the robots is because the robots act like humans. They have emotions, they have connections, they have arguments, they have discussions. Who should be leading? We say that all the time with Starscream and Megatron. You know, there's always someone who thinks they can do it better than you're doing it. And so that's what I would do, to explore more of there, because I think that's the one thing that is truly missing from the films, is the actual genuine connection between the Transformers. I get all the reasons why people don't like the movies. I totally do. And I don't discount people not liking the movies, because I see all the logic in their reasoning. I do. It's just for whatever reason, I become a 12-year-old kid again.
It speaks to you.
Yeah, it does. I become a 12-year-old kid again, and I could care less about character development and all that stuff. I just want to watch these 2 robots fighting each other. Like, I've seen relationships break up over films. Yeah. Friendships end over films. I've seen this.
As much as I love Jurassic Park,
yeah. Would you leave somebody who didn't like Jurassic Park?
I would be surprised.
Well, let's talk about that, because I do not like the movie as much as you do. So let's talk about this. Like, what is about that movie that speaks? Because you defend that movie.
I do.
You're like what do you call it? Your
That's my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, your case cover for your cell phone says butts or whatever, and
I have a Jurassic Park tattoo.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
You've never heard this story?
No.
Oh, it's a good story.
Is it on your butt?
No, it's not. It is.
On your ankle?
It's close to my butt.
There it is.
When I covered the junket for Kingsman.
Oh yeah, great movie.
Sam Jackson was there, and I love Jurassic Park, and I love the line "Hold on to your butts."
Right.
So I gave him a piece of paper. I asked him to write "Hold on to your butts" on that piece of paper. Then I took that piece of paper to a tattoo shop, and they traced it on me.
What?
It's like not on this leg, but it's like right here on my other leg.
How funny.
Yeah, and I love it. I still love it.
Okay, so what is it about that? What is it about that films that speaks to you so powerfully?
There are many things.
Oh, really? Okay.
Many things. First, it's definitely part of my love of horror and the thrill I get out of the idea of like, what would you do if you were in that situation? And like when I first saw it, I was very young.
Yeah.
What if I was Lex or Tim and I was in that car? How would I get out of that car? How would I get out of that kitchen scene? So it's just that, it's like that fascination with what would I do in that situation. I love movies that make me think of that. Really any movie in any scenario, whether it's a horror movie, it's a sci-fi movie, or even something like a drama where it's someone going through something terrible. If I can connect on that level, I like that movie 10 times more.
Wow.
But then it's just also, I'm fascinated by dinosaurs and the science in that movie. Whether things are true or not, between seeing the movie, the way that information is conveyed in the movie, and also how it's conveyed in the book, it does make you think, what if this process could actually happen?
Right.
Also, it's one of the very few movies that I watch over and over that I love that has never felt dated in the least.
Oh.
It is just as effective now as when I saw it when I was a kid back in '93.
That's great.
It's also a communal family thing. Like my whole family adores Jurassic Park. If we are ever in the house together and Jurassic Park comes on, there's no doubt in my mind that every single one of us will be sitting there watching that movie at some point.
But see, and that's what happens when you're in, you find your reasons for why you like certain films. Like, we never did that with Jurassic Park. Right, and so we don't have that, but my dad and I have that with Godfather. We would watch Godfather and Scarface every Christmas. We'd do a Godfather fest for the first two, and then Scarface. Do you have anything you love as much as Power Rangers that's in that vein? Because I have G.I. Joe and, you know.
Well, I mean, probably Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll full
Did
well
you like
admit
the movies?
I was, well, those are actually good examples because those are movies that I don't think a lot of what's featured in it was particularly well done or well written.
Okay.
But I love Ninja Turtles so much that just having the opportunity to watch Ninja Turtles do something on screen makes me happy.
So what did I say? Yeah. What am I been saying in every one of my reviews?
All right, I think I'm limiting myself to this Transformer because otherwise we're going to be here for 5 hours again.
And there's not enough on that on the tape for 5 hours. Yeah.
I also got to think of a name.
This is fantastic.
I got to think of a name for this guy.
You're a way better artist than I am. This is fantastic. I'm just, like I said, this is like the Seattle Seahawks. I don't know what this is.
That is not the traditional Ironhide.
No.
So Ironhide needs a new name. Where were you drawing your inspiration from?
This is really, really interesting. What would I say? Oh, I like Titanium.
Titanium.
What about Titanium?
Is there no Transformer named Titanium?
I don't think there's a Transformer named
There should be.
This is Titanium.
Okay, Titanium.
Titanium. Bring it over here. Get over here, Sam Witwicky. Bring it over here. What are the Witwickens? You're not a Witwickin, Sam. That would be Titanium.
Titanium. All right, let's name my guy here.
What's your guy here?
I feel like for some reason I was channeling a little bit of like a Mets-Knicks color scheme.
Oh yeah, look
here.
at that. You're a New York guy.
Yeah, it definitely, it just naturally came out that way.
Yeah.
So I feel like I want to call him Nick, but at the same time,
but Nick, has
nothing to do with like titanium.
Yeah, well, it's nothing to do with metal.
Titanium.
What was he? Is it straw?
What are other metal terms?
He's shooting, right?
Well, Bumblebee.
Bumblebee. Oh, that's true. That's a good point. But he's the color scheme as a Bumblebee.
He's the color. So he could be Nick.
You could be Nick. What? Well, this Knickerbocker is the long term. Yeah, you could.
Knickerbocker could be a.
What about Knickerbocker?
Knickerbocker.
Knickerbocker.
Knickerbocker. I love it. This is Knickerbocker.
Get over here, Knickerbocker. What are you doing?
Come over there. What's your name? Titanium?
Oh, you're new now, aren't you, Knickerbocker?
Are we on the same side?
Yeah,
you
we're on the
have a
same
cat
side.
on your shoulder?
Look at it.
This was great, Rocha.
Yeah, me too.
We got to create some Transformers.
Yeah.
I appreciate the opportunity to more fully understand your love of this franchise, even though the movies don't meet my standards. I will always respect people's passion for things that I don't like, and talking it through, it always helps make everything make sense a little more.
Yeah.
This was really nice.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. Cathartic after I didn't really like the movie to be able to talk it through like this. It makes a big difference. So,
it does.
You know what? If you've learned anything from this episode, this is like the cheesiest thing. But seriously, like go find someone out there who likes something that you really dislike and just talk it through.
That's right.
It's refreshing.
And coloring helps.
Coloring makes everything better. Go do that. We'll see you soon. Can I do the Rocha wave? Can I do the Rocha wave? That's my favorite.